Hi, I'm Sam. Here are 6 habits we need to break to stop living paycheck to paycheck and how I did it. With the cost of living seemingly never ending, a recent survey suggested that 68% of Americans are actually living like this each month. I used to live like that too. It was only after I worked out that I was overspending each month that it allowed me to focus on where I could reduce my expenses. I deducted all my regular expenses, such as rent, gas, electricity, from my income. I then knew how much money I had available for the rest of the month to try and find some savings. I knew that by creating a budget, I had to stick to it. It's important to stay focused on the goal of trying to save money, to stop living paycheck to paycheck. It's become so easy to spend more now because we can buy things at a click of a button, but I found I'd buy things I didn't really need. Credit cards can be really useful, especially when you have a sudden expense that you don't have the money for at that time. However, if not managed effectively, this can lead to accumulating unnecessary debt. Buying things on credit can mean paying interest on top of the money borrowed. I personally see interest as simply spending more money for no reason. My mum used to say to me, "If you don't have the money, don't buy it." I've come to realize this was great advice. We can't predict the future or an unexpected life event, and I found not having an emergency fund can mean you stay in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. In case of an unplanned life event, I initially put aside any savings made from budgeting to cover at least 3 months' worth of expenses. This reduced the need to use a credit card. It also meant I didn't have to worry so much in case I suddenly needed money for something. Lifestyle creep is the common pattern of spending more as you earn more money. It's easily done when you get a pay rise or a bonus to think about what you could spend that money on. Some ways I've avoided lifestyle creep are: I always allocate at least some of my pay rise or bonus to savings. I automate this so it goes into a separate savings account. Before I make a purchase, I always ask if it's necessary. I set myself a savings goal each year, and finally I review my budget every quarter to ensure I continue to not overspend. Before we get to number 6, if you are finding these videos interesting, then remember to hit like and subscribe, and I'll continue to make them. Now, I'm not a qualified financial advisor, and if you get into the world of investing, then please do your research or seek financial advice from an expert. For me personally, I realized I needed to do something to increase my savings and be more financially secure. I started small with a couple of funds that tracked the top companies in the UK and US stock market. Over time, as these companies grow, so will the value of the funds. Now, my money is making me money, rather than sitting in a bank account doing nothing. I did, however, ensure that I only invested money I could afford to lose. So, these were 6 habits I broke to stop living paycheck to paycheck. I hope you found this video interesting. Feel free to check out my previous video on 5 things I did to start making savings.